Welcome back. University of Northwestern Ohio 225 here on Speed, your motorsports authority. Field back in line. 4 trucks took the wave around. It was Elliott Sadler, Nelson Piquet Jr., Joey Coulter, and James Buescher. They're at the tail end of the lead lap trucks. And as they come back to the start-finish line, green flag goes in the air. It's Kyle Busch out in front of Johnny Sauter as they cross the stripe.
Johnny Sauter got a solid start. Looked like Kyle tried to crowd his way down to get a little momentum off Johnny Sauter. Johnny wasn't having any of that.
Johnny hugs right next to the yellow line there at the bottom of the racetrack.
One thing I noticed on that restart, Josh Richards stayed in line.
See?
Battle for the lead. Johnny Sauter looked to the inside, wasn't able to get by that 18, and now Kyle Busch has the lead.
And look who surfaced in that 3rd spot. Ron Hornaday lurking just inside the top 10 so far tonight, but now he's up to 3rd. 4-time champion, winner of our last event. Looks like he's got his truck the way he wants it, Phil.
Looks like Parker Kligerman's truck's pretty good too, Michael. Saw it move by a truck on the inside, moved by Jason White in a 23 truck.
So we got a couple of Chevys, a Toyota, and a Dodge up in the front. Is that right?
That's right.
Miguel Paludo in the 7, looking at the high line, trying to get by that 23 of Jason White. As he does that, the 3 of Austin Dillon moves to the bottom of the racetrack to try to get by the 7.
Well, Austin's like the bottom of the racetrack. He's been there this entire race. We saw him race with Kyle Busch lap after lap. Austin on the bottom, Kyle on the top.
He eventually wrestled that position away from Kyle, was able to make that low line work, and it looks like he's got the same idea on Miguel.
Top 2 trucks starting to pull away from the field. Kyle Busch in front of Johnny Sauter. We heard earlier Kyle Busch made the comment, I don't have a winning truck tonight. Well, it's in front of the field.
Yeah, but look who's heating him up. Johnny Sauter's not giving him any. He's not being able to pull away from Johnny at all. So it tells me that maybe Johnny's truck's a little bit better than Kyle's right now. If he could just somehow squeeze that position away from him, maybe drives away from Kyle Busch.
And good news for Johnny Sauter too. We know how loose he was at the start of this race. He was a 7.5 on a scale of 10.
Must be better.
Just behind these 2, the 33 of Ron Hornaday, Cole Witt, and Parker Kligerman are your top 5. Then Jason White, Austin Dillon, Miguel Paludo, Justin Lofton, David Starr, your top 10.
Austin trying to get by Miguel Paludo in that battle for 6th, right side of your screen. Look at Johnny goes to the bottom, but look at the run that Kyle gets through the center of the corner.
I love watching these trucks bounce around. I know if you're a young race car driver, maybe you're thinking this isn't how you're supposed to race, but man, it's so cool. You've got to be able to adapt, adjust, find somewhere else to put your truck. I was reading the stats for this race. You know, the last 7 races here, no one under the age of 45 has won it.
It's incredible, isn't it? And only once under the age of 30.
Makes me want to race. I'm old. I can have a shot at this thing, baby.
Joey Coulter was able to get by in the 22. Now we still continue to see the side-by-side battle between Austin Dillon and Miguel Paludo. Paludo on the high side. Austin Dillon's going to take the position away now. So Dillon moves up into the 7th spot.
Austin had a nice run through the center of the corner that was able to give him enough gap to clear Miguel by the time they came off of turn 2 and able to move up the racetrack.
Max Pappas in the 9 on the high side. He's got the inside.
James Buescher makes the move, and here comes Joey Coulter, is going to drive underneath Max as well. You know, I like the fact that that 3 truck will run down low like that. If he can ever get the track position like he had when he started the race, he might be able to stay there using that lower line when no one else can run there. That's what seems to be so cool about his truck. He can do some things that other guys can't.
Saw Joey Coulter just a moment ago. He ran that lower line as well. Another one of the RCR trucks. Very similar setup on those trucks, quite possibly.
Battle for 6 continues. Austin Dillon looks to the inside of Jason White now. White has the spot. Dillon trying to take it away. So we're closing in on the halfway point. We've had 7 different trucks out in front of this race.
Austin has that spot. He moves up to that 6th spot.
The 10 of Jennifer Jo Cobb into the wall. Caution comes out once again.
He's able to keep that truck running.
I will never, ever, ever drive it again.
I don't think Jennifer likes that truck.
She used about as many evers as Kenny Wallace used yours in the command earlier.
Yo. What was that all about?
I'm not sure.
I love Kenny Wallace. I think he's a little bit excited for that job tonight.
Kenny's always a little bit excited.
She's not happy right now with the window net either. So difficult times for Jennifer Jo Cobb. She gets into the wall on lap 72.
That will allow those 4 trucks that had to take the wave around to get them some better track position. Here's another shot of what happened to Jennifer. See right there running alone in between a couple trucks. Makes some contact with the left rear as well as the left front corner of that truck. And we heard her say that she will never, ever, ever drive this particular truck again.
And look, she isn't doing anything wrong, Phil. That's just how out of control that thing was. She rolled down in the corner. It just didn't stick, and around it went.
Off the gas. She didn't try to get back in the throttle too early or anything. She was just coasting through the center of the corner and lost the back end.
So a tough night for Jennifer Jo Cobb. In the 10, she was a lap down, and now off the racetrack. Stay with us. We'll be back to Kentucky Speedway for more of the UNOH 225. Speed's coverage of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is brought to you in high definition by Funai. Funai, fun and innovative. Experience more at FunaiAmerica.com. By KFC. Today is a KFC day, and today tastes so good. By Fram. Fram filters help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Don't fail your engine. Use Fram. And by Aaron's. You don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's.
You don't need no stinking credit.
A lot of renovations made to Kentucky Speedway.
A lot of grandstands added, and there's going to be someone in every seat is a nice way to say that.
40,000 seats added, and they've sold every single one of them for Saturday night.
And man, just driving those cup cars around there today, it won't disappoint you Saturday night. It's going to be wild.
And look at all the campers in the infield. And remember, there's more room now in the infield because they moved the inside wall on the backstretch right out to the racetrack. There used to be a lot of room down there, so they've opened up quite a bit of room and space for campers in the infield, as well as moving, as we talked earlier, pit road out closer to the grandstand. So that's it's really opened this infield up.
We talked about Max Pappas getting the Aaron's Lucky Dog. And we also talked about campers in the infield. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Do you think maybe those folks knew where their people were?
Marcus Lemonis was a pretty smart guy when he thought, I think there's a lot of campers in this sport.
And Max did not need any credit to get that lap back.
No stinking credit at all.
Let's get a few updates. We go to pit road and Ray Dunlap.
Well, just to let you know, if you guys have decided to do fuel only stops, I saw the 22 of Joey Coulter come down. They put fuel only in. Todd Bodine was also down here. He had fuel and made a shock adjustment, and also Brendan Gaughan. So those 3 drivers getting off strategy a little bit on their fuel stops. That was lap 72 when they pitted. Should have at least a 10-lap advantage over the guys who pitted around lap 62. Hermie?
Yeah, Ray, the 31 of James Busher came back to pit road. Also, on lap 72, they put 4 sticker tires on this time. They put scuffs on the prior stop. He did not like those quite as good. So James Busher is back on the racetrack full of Sunoco fuel with 4 sticker tires.
And again, a few trucks made their way onto pit road. A little indecision by the 29 team.
Yeah, he basically made his way to pit road. And at the last second, I'm sure they called it off, said stay out, and he was able to get back on the racetrack and not cross the commitment line.
No penalty there. He'll restart in 5th spot just like he was supposed to. You're right, Phil.
Kyle Busch, Johnny Sauter making up row number 1 as they come to the stripe. Green flag back in the air.
Johnny hangs tough on the inside, pulls right up aside. Kyle, the side draft off him.
Johnny hugging the yellow line as they work their way through 1 and 2. The momentum to the 18 of Kyle Busch.
Ron Hornaday's side, he would change lanes, and Cole Witt wasn't having any of it. He said, I'm holding this spot there, Ron.
I've got it. It's mine.
Cole Witt trying to hold on to 3rd, but Ron Hornaday working to the
Hornaday's
inside.
going up.
Hornaday slides, and Hornaday's going to go around and into the wall he goes.
He took Cole Witt with him.
Maybe some other trucks involved in the aftermath. There's one right there. Looks like Jack Smith. How about the 16 of John King? Josh Richards in the 15 also gets involved.
All caught up when Ron Hornaday slides back down the racetrack.
Ron was aggressively trying to grab that spot away from Cole Witt. It didn't work out, obviously.
Got loose on the inside. We've seen it happen so many times, and this is a 4-time champion it happened to, and he was not able to save that truck. There's the damage to Josh Richards, number 15 truck. That's a KBM, Kyle Busch Motorsports entry. There's John King in the 16 truck. Unfortunately, John had a spin earlier, but this one's going to be a lot of damage.
Jack Smith in the 63. We saw John King, the front of that truck. All of that came when he hit the 33 of Ron Hornaday, who was coming back down the racetrack.
And all this came when Ron Hornaday shoved up, got sideways, and took Cole Witt into the outside wall 2 weeks in a row. Well, it's been a month since the last one, but 2 races in a row since the 60 truck has had a good finish.
And still comes in here second in points, and it's going to be a big hit for him in the points.
Big hit for Hornaday. John King. Let's take another look at what just happened. Again, the 33 and 60 battling for position on the track.
This almost started off 2 over there. Ron tried to force the 60 up over there and wasn't able to do so. And this time, I think he just tried to carry the momentum, thinking maybe he could clear Cole Witt, and he didn't get him cleared.
Brennan Gaughan did a great job avoiding him, but Ron came along and clipped the 15 as well as the 16 of John King running into Ron. Here's another view. He just drives it hard in the corner, but Cole didn't back off. Ron couldn't hold it down there. He chases it up. Cole gave him as much room as he could. They actually hardly made any contact, but it got him up too high, and he got sideways up in the loose stuff.
Oh, and you can see John King was coming into the wreck without slowing down as much as some of the other trucks, trying to avoid some of the trucks that were ahead of him. Watch this off turn 2. Watch this off 4.
Japanese spinning, no caution yet. Hold your brake, keep rolling here, hold your line, hold your line.
And you could see the 16 was out of control. He was trying to avoid the trucks that had slowed down. The 16 of John King didn't get slowed down as much as the other trucks. He trying to avoid those trucks, got sideways and clobbered Hornaday.
Josh Richards came by, an innocent bystander, got clipped pretty hard by Hornaday.
Let's take this back to the restart and watch the activity between the 33 and the 60. As they go down toward turn 1, you can see Johnny Sauter getting a good run on the inside of Kyle Busch. Watch Hornaday. He looks like right in the middle of the corner. He wants to go around Johnny Sauter.
Yeah, it looked like Johnny never got in the throttle.
Moves up the hill, but yet Cole was there, so that didn't work. Goes down in turn 3, tries to be a little bit more aggressive with the same type of move. Look at how far he drives down that corner.
But was not able to drive down and clear Cole Witt, and then lost the front end, got in the bumps, moved up the racetrack, had to chase the truck, got sideways, forced Cole all the way up into the loose stuff. He gets sideways, gets into the outside wall, and then the carnage happens.
Yeah, I bet he didn't expect that last clobber that he got there. John King ran into the truck of Hornaday. That has to catch you kind of off guard after all that had gone on.
And there's Cole Witt. Second points coming in here. He's not going to stay there.
Cole Witt battling for the 3rd spot on the racetrack with the 33 of Hornaday. And this is how it ends for those 2 trucks. Both into the wall, and then considerable damage to the 33 of Hornaday. It's the 5th caution of the night at Kentucky Speedway. We'll be back.